Also, once you get the bottles out, it's not just about the plastics in the bottles. How do you get the plastics from the store? Well, you get it in your car because you usually get a whole bunch, okay? And that gets you less mileage. And a truck brings it to the store. And a factory makes that and has all that energy. And the people go to the factory. And then, of course, there's the cost of bringing the water from Fiji here to Chico. Okay, I don't know why we need to drink the water from Fiji, but apparently we do. And I'm sorry, but anybody who likes Fiji water, I apologize if I'm making you feel bad, but look at it and go, what am I doing drinking water from Fiji? It just doesn't make sense. If you think it makes sense, continue to do it. If you don't think it makes sense, stop it. And make everybody stop it. Make these things a part of history. Same thing, by the way, I don't have it here because I left it. Reusable cups. Starbucks gets rid of 1.5 billion, that's with a B, disposable, a word I hate, cups every year. In the United States, we go through 25 billion. 10% of those end up being recycled. The rest, landfill. I'm going to hold this up to represent my cup because I don't have it here. If you have a cup, let's say you have 50 weeks, you buy a cup of, you get 2 weeks off, whatever, I don't know. You buy a cup of coffee every day, that's 250 cups, you get 10 cents back, that's 25 bucks. You just paid for it, okay? It's not a big deal. And yes, it's, oh, I don't remember it, but you just train yourself to think about it. At the office, use a mug. Just say, I'm not going to use any more disposable cups anymore. Big deal. Compact fluorescents. Do I really need to talk about this anymore with anybody? Does everybody know what these are? Okay, and they come in every single different variation and flavor and color and you name it. Unfortunately, I don't have with me my LED light bulb, which is the future. LED light bulbs, I'm going to hold it up as if I have it, so you can pretend I have it in my hand. They're on the way. They're not great yet, but the LED light bulb that I have, which usually we use outside, you can screw it in, turn it on, leave it on for 10 years, and it will not burn out. In that 10 years, it'll use 85 cents worth of electricity. This is the future, so don't worry about your compact fluorescents. I don't like the da-da-da. Go buy them now. Use them for 7 years till they burn out. And by the way, you'll make money on these things in 8 months. Just Google CFL calculator. You'll find it out really simply. Buy green power. Put solar panels on your house is great, but if you can't, call your electric company and say, I want to buy green power. We have solar panels on our house, but sometimes we use a little bit more than we don't, and then we generate. And we pay $5 a month, 60 bucks a year, to know that any power that we're using is coming from, I think we get it from wind. Most places have this. There's something on the website you can check. Anybody know what vampires are? Power suckers? Okay. All those things in your house that right now are sucking power, your VCR, your TV, your radio, anything with a remote that's in standby is sucking power. The Department of Energy says that 10% of all power used in this country is phantom loads. That's 36 coal-powered plants a year you could get rid of. The average microwave, for the average person like me who just heats something up and doesn't realize it can do something more, the energy of the average microwave from the light bulb and from the clock it'll actually use more energy than you'll ever use cooking. 90% of the energy used by any given appliance in a home is used when it's in the off state. Unplug your iPods, unplug your chargers, unplug your VCRs. It's a massive way. This is what my friend Marty did, by the way. Saved a ton. Cars, drive less. It's pretty simple. Pick a day of the week and say you're not driving. I see a lot of bicycles, so maybe this doesn't apply to a lot of people, which is great. If you don't drive a day of the week, pick two. Make a half-mile radius around your house, which is what we've done, and say, I am never going to drive there unless I'm going somewhere else or coming back. Combine your trips. It's very simple. There are a lot of tips on there for better gas mileage. Reduce, reuse, recycle. We've all heard of this, right? Okay, I would say it's refuse, reuse, recycle. Don't be part of the problem. Say, do I need this or do I want this? That's a big one. Reuse, can I get it used? Can I share it with someone, whatever? Recycle. Recycling is great. It takes a lot of energy. There's a thing on there you also see. Most of our recycling ends up in China, okay? A lot of it gets sold there. People smelt it down. They don't have a lot of restrictions there. That stuff goes out into the environment. Eventually it affects us, so we're all having problems from this. On a more specific note, anybody ever heard of the Pacific Gyre? Okay, two friends of mine just came through here. These are two areas the size of Texas in the Pacific that are filled with plastic garbage. This, by the way, and you can come up and see this afterwards if you want, is a little video of my friends who just went through there. 1,500 miles away from civilization, they just went like this on the top of the water, and this is what they came up with. Okay? It's 14 million tons of plastic trash that's out there. You want to see a little bit more? And this is, by the way, this is not even the best sample. I say best in a very odd way. This is my friend Marcus. Marcus was one of the people who went out there. What Marcus is holding in his hand, which I'm going to get closer and closer to, is stuff that he pulled out of the rotting carcass of an albatross on an island 1,600 miles away from civilization. You see that little G.I. Joe doll thing there? See that Bic lighter? Because that stuff is all out there, and that albatross doesn't know if it's fish, and it doesn't know what it is, so it eats it and it dies. And I said, oh, you found an albatross? And he said, no, we found thousands of them. This is how we are affecting the planet. And if you don't think this is a problem, come take a look at this, because what you can't see in that are all the little teeny pieces that hang out there. They told me that this sample, by the way, is 100 parts plastic to 1 part plankton. So what happens is the little fish eat the plastic, and the big fish eat the little fish, and the bigger fish eat the big fish, and the big people eat the big fish. So we eat this. This comes back to us, and there's no way about it. We need to stop using so much. We need to conserve.